Good evening. This is Bridget James bringing you news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV. We're broadcasting from Jalingo. This is the Pulse of the Nation. Follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and stream live on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. And here are the major headlines. Senate reopens Natasha Akpoti-Addohan's office after 6 months suspension. Defense Chief held 20-year Nigerian Walter Reed held partnership. 100,000 ITF trainees set for September 24th certification exam. International news. Trump to address UNGA set out vision for the world amidst global tensions. Business news. Nigeria UAE trade hits record of $4.3 billion in non-oil commodities. Entertainment news. Spider-Man star Tom Holland suffers mild concussion on set, expected to recover. Sport news. NFF congratulates Nadozie Madugu on Ballon d'Or recognition. And now the news in full. The Senate has reopened the office of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Addohan, PDP Kogi Central, signaling an end to her 6-month suspension. On Tuesday, the Sergeant-at-Arms, supported by security personnel, unsealed her office 205 in the Senate wing, paving the way for her return to legislative duties. Natasha was suspended in March 2025 for alleged breaches of Senate standing orders, a move criticized by a federal high court judge as excessive and unfair to her constituents. With the Senate set to resume on October 7th, the reopening is widely viewed as preparations for her full reinstatement in the Red Chamber. Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has commended the 20-year-old partnership between Nigeria's Ministry of Defense Health Implementation Program and the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research Africa. Speaking at an anniversary event in Abuja, Musa described the collaboration as a model of international military cooperation that has strengthened military readiness and improved public health. He noted its impact in HIV prevention, COVID-19 response, and capacity building for healthcare workers. U.S. officials also praised the initiative for advancing research, saving lives, and shaping resilient health system that benefits both Nigeria troops and civilian communities nationwide. At least 100,000 trainees under the Industrial Training Fund Skill Up Artisans program will sit for examination on September 24th, 2025. ITF's head of press, Thomas Ngo, he said the exam overseen by the Chartered Institute of Project Management of Nigeria will test project management, safety, and ethics. ITF DG Dr. Afeez Ogun reaffirmed the fund's mission to equip artisans with globally recognized certification, noting partnership with City and Guild London and talks with Albak QA Techniques of Turkey. He stressed that the initiative will boost employability, reduce unemployment, and enable Nigerian artisans to compete internationally. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has reaffirmed confidence in the All Progressive Congress to conduct a credible primary ahead of the July 20th, 2026 governorship election. Speaking after his screening by the party's committee in Abuja, Oyebanji commended the process as transparent and urged leaders to provide a level playing field for all aspirants. The APC primary is slated for October 27, 2025, with Oyebanji, Kayode Ojo, Obimbola Olawumi, and Atinuke Omolaye contesting. Omolaye, who also faced the screening, said she would only step down for Oyebanji, stressing her ambition to become Ekiti's first female governor. The Ondo state government has warned students against roaming the street during school hours, stressing that violators will be apprehended and sanctioned. Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Egbekele Ajibefun, he said in Akure that a task force will be set up in the 3 senatorial districts, made up of retired principals and teachers, to monitor compliance. He added that erring school heads will also be penalized. Ajibefun noted that the move follows Governor Lucky Oyedetinwa's directive for a total clampdown on truancy, urging parents to work with schools to ensure students remain focused on their academics. The Ondo state government has moved to tackle truancy among students, warning against loitering during school hours. Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Egbekele, he said in Akure that any student caught roaming the street will be apprehended, while ahead of the Fulton schools will face sanction. He disclosed that task forces made up of retired principals and teachers are being set up across the 3 senatorial districts to enforce compliance. Ajibefun explained that the directive followed Governor Lucky Oyedetinwa's order for a total clampdown on truancy, urging parents to work with school to ensure children focus on education. The Nigerian Correctional Service has commended Tanita Security Service Nigeria Limited for building and furnishing 8 classrooms at the Medium Security Custodial Center, Warri, Delta State, to support inmates' education. Controller General of Correction, Sylvester Mwakube, represented by Assistant Controller General Kingsley Joku, described the gesture as timely and aligned with the Renewed Hope agenda. Tantina's Managing Director, High Chief Castine Pondi, he said the project reflects the firm commitment to human development, stressing that true security involves investing in people. The facility will host a Noun Study Center, providing inmates access to university education and rehabilitation opportunities. The Lagos State Resident Registration Agency has enrolled over 7 million residents into its digital database, marking a major milestone in the state's identity management efforts. Announcing this during the agency's inaugural Jamboree in Ikeja, General Manager Bilikisu Adebiyi Abiola said the initiative aims to expand coverage and bring services closer to the people. Partnering with the Lagos State Council of Tradesmen and Artisans, the program also promotes the Lagos State Residents ID card, which grants access to government services, loan, and a digital platform. Officials described the scheme as a transformative tool for inclusion, empowerment, and socio-economic growth. The federal government has reinstated its commitment to attracting fresh investments in Nigeria's oil and gas sector to boost industrialization and economic growth. Special advisor to the president on energy, Olu Verheyen, gave the assurance during a meeting with Renaissance African Energy Managing Director Tony Atta in Abuja. She praised Renaissance for achieving over 40% production growth within 150 days of acquiring Shell Anchor's assets. Atta lauded government reforms, noting they enabled the company to meet gas supply obligations to NLG for the first time in 5 years. Officials said reforms are rebuilding investor confidence nationwide. The Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria have opposed the federal government's plan to divest its stake in joint venture oil assets. Speaking at the joint press conference in Abuja on September 23, 2025, Pengassan President Festus Osifo warned that the sale alongside proposed amendments to the Petroleum Industry Act, could destabilize the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and threaten national economic stability. Both unions stress that government stakes in JV assets belong to the Federation and that the divestment could weaken NNPC Limited to reduce foreign exchange earnings and jeopardize future generations. NUPEM President Williams Aporeha also highlighted the risks to investor confidence and called for a focus on boosting crude production rather than seeking short-term gains. Both unions urged President Bola Tinubu to prioritize long-term national interest over immediate financial return. President Bola Tinubu has approved the construction of two 300-capacity hotels for male and female students of the Nigerian Law School's Abuja campus to address accommodation shortages. According to a statement by the spokesperson to the FCT Minister, Larry Olayinka, Tinubu directed Minister Nyesom Wike to immediately commence the project under emergency consideration. The president also approved the construction of a road linking the body of Bench's Secretariat in Jabi with Nile University to ease traffic. The move underscores his administration's commitment to supporting legal education and improving infrastructure for the judiciary and students nationwide. President Bola Tinubu has urged African nations to take full control of their mineral resources and reform the global financial system that has historically exploited the continent. Speaking at the Second African Mineral Strategy Group high-level roundtable in New York during the 80th UNGA, Tinubu, represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, emphasized financial Africa's mineral sectors independently, using sovereign funds, blended vehicles, and innovations like the African Mineral Token. He called for value additions, government-led explorations, standardized data ownership, and regional collaboration, highlighting reforms in Zimbabwe, Gabon, and Kenya. Tinubu pledged Nigerians' commitment to catalyzing a mineral-led renaissance under the Renewed Hope agenda. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu announced that the National Library Fund has raised 20.4 billion naira since it launched on September 18, 2025. Speaking at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, she urged well-wishers to donate to the Oluremi's Art 65 Education Fund instead of sending birthday gifts. The initiative aimed to complete the long-delayed National Library in Abuja, a project first proposed in 1981 and stalled due to rising costs and slow progress. Tinubu dedicated her 65th birthday to this cause, emphasizing her commitment to education, youth development, and cultural preservation. The federal government has directed the Tertiary Education Trust Fund to resume construction. The Lagos State government engaged traders at Computer Village Ikeja on Monday to discuss relocating the market to the new ICT and Business Park in Katangowa, Agbuda, Oko, Odo. The move, directed by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, aimed to decongest commercial hubs, improve urban living, and promote sustainable development. The Katangowa facility would offer modern amenities, including hotels, banking halls, recreation centers, car parks, and security posts. Officials urged traders to support the relocation, stop trading on roads, and embrace urban renewal. Market leaders welcomed the initiative, noting it will expand business potential and create a conducive environment for both traders and customers. The Corporate Affairs Commission plans to deploy an artificial intelligence system to clear a backlog of around 7,000 company registration applications and improve service delivery registration, the General Hussaini Magaji announced the upgrade at a Kano Stakeholders Forum, describing it as a complete overhaul of the existing portal launched in June. The AI will handle compliance, registry, and customer service tasks, including instant name approvals and automated suggestions for unavailable names. It will also trench up to 3,000 daily emails, rerouting requests to appropriate units. The initiative aims to modernize registration processes, accelerate approvals, and make it easier to do business in Nigeria. The Jigawa State Command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has appointed Mohammed Ingawa as its 16th state commandant, resuming duty on Monday. Ingawa pledged to strengthen collaboration with other security agencies to boost peace and safety. According to Command spokesperson ASC Badruddin Tijani, Ingawa, a native of Katsina, previously served in Jigawa, Katsina, Delta, Kaduna, Nasarawa State. He holds a degree in business administration from Bayero University, Kano, and has attended several local and international trainings. Ingawa succeeds Balabawa Badinga, now posted to Kano, and is tasked with enhancing crisis management and protecting critical assets. Still from Jigawa, the Jigawa state government has empowered 400 youths by providing training and support in date palm cultivation, aiming to tackle youth unemployment and promote sustainable agriculture. The beneficiaries drawn equally from Binriwa, Yelwaki, Babura, and Sule, Takarke local government areas. They were trained on planting, nurturing, and managing date palms to minimize yields and income. During the graduation at NYC Fanisau camp, Governor Umar Namadi highlighted that each youth would manage half a hectare of date palms, receiving a monthly allowance for 2 years, and benefit from industrial boreholes and other support. The initiative seeks to boost self-reliance, diversify the economy, and foster environmental conservation. The Iringwa community of Kamaru Ward in Chongwai Chiefdom, Kaduna State, has expressed gratitude to Governor Uba Sani for settling the medical bills of victims from the Angwang Rimi bandit attack. In an open letter signed by community stakeholders, residents praised the government's swift intervention, which allowed critically injured children at Berau Diko Teaching Hospital to continue receiving treatment. The community also commended the Commissioner for Health, Hajia Umar Ahmed, and Kauru local government chairman, Bashir Tanko Danwake, for further dedication. The attack on September 15 had killed 2 people and injured several children, highlighting the importance of timely governance support in crisis. Stakeholders in Kwara South Senatorial District have criticized federal lawmakers from the zone for poor representation, citing lack of meaningful projects and minimal impact on constituents' lives since the election. Traditional rulers led by the Olupo of Ajese Ipo accused legislators, including Deputy Senate Leader Lola Ashiru and House members Tijani Kayode Ismail and Abdurrahim of showing little interest in community development. Conveners of the Kwara South Development Initiative highlighted the district underdevelopment dispute, producing multiple senators and representatives since 1999. The APC state chairman, Prince Sunday Fagbemi, acknowledged the poor performance and pledged thorough screening of future candidates to ensure accountability and effectiveness. Chairman of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, retired Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has warned that drug abuse poses one of the gravest dangers to Nigerians' future, Speaking in Abuja at the kick-off drug abuse football sensitization program, he noted that substances such as cannabis, tramadol, codeine, cocaine, and metamorphine are destroying young lives, foiling crimes, and wasting talents. Mawar stressed that prevention is the strongest defense, urging youths to embrace discipline, teamwork, and resilience through sports. He reaffirms NDLEA's commitment to education, counseling, and rehabilitation, and also partnership which aim at building a drug-free generation for a safer Nigeria. Akwa Ibom State marked its 38th anniversary with Governor Omo Eno praising former military President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida for creating the state and lauding successive governors for sustaining development. In a broadcast from Uyo, Eno highlighted the state's transformation from a rural backwater into a hub for investment, tourism, and infrastructure. He emphasized achievements in road, housing, aviation, through Ibom Air, sports, and human capital development. Eno outlined his vision to diversify the economy from oil to tourism and agriculture, expand rural access roads, and enhance education, healthcare, security, and tree crop developments to ensure sustainable prosperity for the people. Former Delta State Governor Chief James Ibori has congratulated Oba Rashidi Ladaja, the Olubadan designate on his 81st birthday and forthcoming installation as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan in a statement. Obori Lagbaja is a principled leader whose life reflects divine favor, resilience, and dedication to justice. He pressed Ladoja's political and traditional journey, noting his patience and commitment to truth. Ibori prayed that the new monarch's reign will bring peace and progress to Ibadan land and beyond. Laboji's coronation ceremonies began earlier in the week with interdenominational prayers in Ibadan, Oyo State's capital. It's now time for a brief commercial break. Stay tuned because the most captivating stories are just moments away and you won't want to miss a single update. Please don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, queens and kings of purpose, welcome to the Taraba Human Rights International Film Festival 2025, where nearly 100 powerful minds, dreamers, doers, and defenders of humanity will be gathered at Taraba 2025. And I say to them, welcome to the spark before the wildfire and to the heartbeat of a legacy. Prince Homsuk Alex Jibrin is my name. I am the greatest grandson to the 23rd Longwo, third son to the Kanai of the Ko Chiefdom, and a true prince to the House of Mamen. At Tarif, we will not only be telling stories, but we will be reviving the very soul of the people through film. In September 2025, Taraba will rise again as we invite you to experience, explore, and invest in the greatest epic film ever in the Kumbo Legacy Workshop. And this is where ancient tradition will meet with modern transformation. Because at Tarif, we shall be celebrating the strength, wisdom, and heritage of the greatest empire that has ever existed in West African history. And tomorrow, we shall immortalize it in art, film, and in fire. So storytellers, stand tall. The legacy is calling. Will you answer? Welcome to Tarif 2025. Let the revolution begin.
Welcome back. We are glad to have you here with us. On international news, United States President Donald Trump is set to address the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday, marking his first speech there since 2020, scheduled around 9:50 EDT. Trump will follow Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, outlining his vision for the world and criticizing globalist institution. The White House highlighted his reported achievements, including ending 7 global conflicts within 8 months. The address comes amidst rising tension over recent recognitions of a Palestinian state by several countries, which has left the U.S. increasingly isolated. Trump is expected to meet Arab leaders separately from European-led diplomatic efforts. On business news, threats between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates reached a record of $4.3 billion for non-oil commodities in 2024, according to UAE Consul General in Lagos, Salim Al-Jabari, speaking during a visit by UNILAC postgraduate students. He highlighted Nigeria's role as a key partner and Lagos as a regional economic hub. Al-Jabari stressed the need for deeper partnership to boost trade, noting the UAE's ranking among Nigeria's top 5 trading partners. He expressed optimism for a future trade treaty with Nigerians. Analysts says the figures reflect both opportunities and structural imbalance in Nigeria's UAE trade relations. Entertainment news. English actor Tom Holland, best known for his role as Spider-Man, has suffered a mild confusion while filming Spider-Man: The Brand New Day, according to CNN. The incident happened on set but did not require hospitalization. His representatives confirmed they would take a short break out of prosecution and return to work in a few days while producing continues as planned. Holland, 29, rose to fame as a child actor in Billy Elliot and achieved global stardom as Peter Parker in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Beyond Spider-Man, he has starred in Cherry and Uncharted. Sport news. The Nigerian Football Federation has congratulated Super Falcon goalkeeper Chiamaka for finishing 4th in the Goalkeeper of the Year category at the 2025 Ballon d'Or in Paris. Nadozie, twice named African Best Goalkeeper, was pivotal to Nigeria's 10th WAFCON title and also won goalkeepers of the tournament. NFF General Secretary Mohamed Sanusi called the achievements commendable and expressed confidence that she would win the award soon. The Federation also praised Super Falcon coach Justin Madugu, who finished 4th in the Women's Coach of the Year, describing his recognitions as further validation of his leadership. As we draw the curtain on tonight's broadcast, here are the top stories that shaped the day. The Senate has reopened Senator Natasha Akpoti-Addohan's office after 6 months of suspension, while Nigeria's defense chief lauded 2 decades of fruitful partnership with the Walter Reed Army Institute of Research. The Industrial Training Fund also announced that 100,000 trainees are set for certification exam on September 24th. Beyond our shores, former U.S. President Donald Trump prepares to take the UN stage, promising to unveil his vision for the world amidst global uncertainty. On the business fronts, Nigeria-UAE trade in non-oil commodities soared to a record-breaking of $4.3 billion. And in entertainment, Spider-Man star Tom Holland suffered a mild concussion on set, but is expected to make a swift recovery soon. And in sports, the Nigerian Football Federation proudly congratulated Chiamaka Nadozie and Justin Madugu on their Ballon d'Or recognition. That's where we leave it tonight. I am Bridget James. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.